asked to carry the torch in the relay. And they were talking about, well, triathlon's pretty important. Simon Whitfield, who was a triathlete, got to be the first guy to carry it. And I thought, I should get to carry the torch. That would be really, really cool. Because Coca-Cola was sponsoring the torch relay. And they said, hey, you want to carry the torch? There's an ad in the paper. Hey, you want to carry the torch? And I said, yeah, pick me. And they said, okay, why should we pick you? And you had to write an essay. I was an English teacher, so I was pretty good at writing essays. And I said, well, you know what? I'm a great motivator. And I got all these kids that I teach school, and my own kids, and I'm an excellent example. So if you pick me to carry the torch, I'll take my torch to a bunch of different places, and people will get to see and touch and carry the torch. And then they'll want to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Like Robin back there. Robin's going to come up here. My lovely volunteer. And she's going to dress up the way I had to dress up. Now, it's been almost a full year. January 16th will make the full year. Those might be a little long for you. Robin's a pole vaulter. But we're going to let her do it anyways, even though pole vaulting isn't a real sport. That's just running with a stick. Everyone who carried the torch got to wear one of these uniforms. You had no choice. When we had the Olympics in 1988 in Calgary, people were putting decals on their stuff and carrying pictures of their kids and things like that. And the torch relay said, no, none of that. So we had it was like a 5-page long contract about what you could do and what you couldn't do. I lost my other mitten. I had 2 mittens, but I lost my other one. And I lost my toque that went with that uniform. But I didn't lose my torch. That's the Olympic torch that I carried for the torch relay. And I carried that in Two Hills, Alberta. I hold it up nice and high. One hand, other hand, that's the one with the mitten. So I was standing there on the side of the road with my torch, and there's people that are there going, can I hold it? Can I hold it? And I'm going, no, I can't hold it, because I got to run with this thing. And I was thinking, if I give it to someone like Robin, she's going to run away. And I'm not going to catch her, and I won't have my torch anymore. There's one old lady that was there, and she said, can I hold it? And I said, yeah, but I got to hold on to your arms so you don't run away. So I let her hold the torch. And everybody's amazed. They're all looking at this, and these kids, and they're bouncing up and down. And I realized, I'm bouncing up and down too. And you stand there with your torch, and then, while you're waiting, a guy comes running up. Just a guy who's just dressed in like a tracksuit comes running up, and there's a little tiny hole right here. And he sticks this little key in there and turns it on. And I'm going, what's that? He says, well, that's what turns on the gas. Because this other girl that's coming towards you with the torch, she's going to light yours. So you had to hold it up like this. And she came up and she lit my torch. And I took a look at it, oh, okay, I got a torch. And I'm running down, you know, and I'm waving to the crowd like I'm an important guy. I get to where I'm supposed to be, and I ended up by the community center. And I've got my torch, and I go to like the next guy. So if Robin's there and holding it up, he's standing like this. So, and we go, okay, this is great, and I'm going to be able to run away. But they said, no, 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 no. You got to hold it. Hold it down here. We'll see if she really is a pole vaulter. And you have to hold it up while we sang O Canada. Now, when you're at a hockey game and you're listening to O Canada, it doesn't seem like a very long song. But when you've got this thing up, it weighs about the same amount as a 2-liter bottle of Coke, because Coke sponsored it. They said that's how you practice, because we didn't get our torch until the day we had to carry. So I'm holding it up like that, and my arm's going like this. It's starting to shake, and I'm thinking, oh, please don't drop it in the middle of the ceremony here. So finally, it's over, and the guy comes up, he turns off the little key here, so I'm not getting any gas through there. And I'm going, this is amazing, this is amazing. They take us away, I'll take that back, and they did kind of a neat little thing. They stole my gas canister. It's supposed to be a gas canister that sits in here. And they cut my fuel line. And I'm going, what? Because he did that as soon as we got on the bus, because then they were going to bus us back to where we all were. And I'm going, what are you doing that for? And they said, We don't want you using the torch to light your campfire. But you got to keep your torch. Thank you, Robin. You're done. You're finished. I'm going to put this here. And then later on, anybody who wants to grab the torch, take a picture with it, help themselves. So I got to carry the torch. I get back, and now I'm going to schools, different schools, talking about carrying the torch. And then we let people ask questions. So that was 2010. We fast forward a few years. It's 2017. I'm racing, I'm competing. We have something called the Grand Final. It used to be called the World Championships that take place in Edmonton. I think it was in 2013, 2014. And I figured, I'm going to see if I can qualify for that. I want to do the World Championships. And my son Robin, same name as Robin, my son Robin goes, well, I'm going to see if I can qualify too. And I'm thinking in my head, there's no way you're going to qualify, you little punk. You don't train. How can you qualify if you don't train? Still beat you. And I'm going. And my other son, Evan, my older son, he said, I'm going to qualify. I'm going to see if I can qualify. So I'm going, oh, wow, this would be a pretty good story. You know, the old man and the seed, literary joke. The old man and his children all qualify to do the World Championships, and we do the World Championships and get our picture in the paper. Wouldn't that be cool? That's what I'm thinking. So we go to do the race. Evan trains. Evan was the big disappointment. Here's the big